What's up, guys, and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. We are back in the captaincy, and we have a very exciting aircraft to take a look at today. This, my friends, is the Canadair CL415, and this is actually the very first aircraft we're going to be able to check out from Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. So basically, if you pre-order the game right now, you get access to this plane in the current version in Microsoft Flight Sim 2020, and this is one of the most unique and world-changing firefighting planes ever made. So here we go. We're going to release our parking brake. Let's go ahead and give this thing a little bit of gas. We're taking off from Arcala Springs, which is just east of Banff, and you can see the beautiful Canadian Rockies off in the distance here. We're going to be flying around. There are more of these things up in Canada than anywhere else in the world, so I figured this is a pretty good spot to start. And oh my goodness, we're running out of runway. Are we going to be able to take off here? Ooh, that would have been a really bad start to the episode, but let's go ahead and get this landing gear up here. Look at these things, dude. So obviously this is an amphibious plane. For a firefighting plane, we're meant to be going on the water. We got to pick up stuff to be able to fight those fires with, and that is pretty sick. They just kind of stick out on the side there. Dude, look at how beautiful this thing is, and it looks so good in this game. I've been watching. We've had a couple of videos and some footage and stuff go live from the new version of Flight Sim 2024. It looks absolutely amazing, and I absolutely cannot wait. It's probably my most anticipated game of this year, but yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. Let's lose a little bit of speed. We're going to get back down towards the water. I'm thinking we're just going to kind of follow the river here, and we're going to make our way into the Rockies. So this plane is the Canadair CL415, aka the Super Scooper is the nickname, and this is the best aerial firefighting plane in the world. As it should be, because this thing's a pretty penny. She costs $30 million. Definitely one of the most expensive firefighting options we have out there, but because it's so efficient, you can pick up to 1,600 gallons of water in one go. It actually ends up being more cost effective than using some of the other options. So all those wildfires you see all around the world, these things are handling business. So we've been using planes to fight fires for the last 100 years or so, a little bit under 100 years, and the first planes to do it in the 50s and 60s were actually like refurbished and recycled World War II planes that they just strapped tanks onto, and those planes could get somewhere between 150 to 200 gallons of water per go. So when we're talking about 14 to 1,600 gallons in this thing, I mean, you're getting 10 times the return on your money, on your time, and on, you know, firefighting ability. She was introduced in 1994, and I think there's somewhere around 95 worldwide right now. It's interesting, there's only 10 of them in the US. You can find them all over the place, Spain, Italy, Croatia, you know, all over Europe, but most are in Canada. So there are currently 64 in Canada, so these things are flying around the Rockies and everywhere else, taking care of all those wildfires and keeping those Canadians safe. It's a big plane, dude. So this thing is about 30,000 pounds. It's about 30 feet tall, and it's got a 93-foot wingspan, which is just under that of a 737. So it's a very weird-looking plane. You wouldn't think you would use something like this for firefighting. Obviously, you've got to get down. You've got to make tight maneuvers. You've got to dive and climb and things like that, but they've engineered it fully for that. So you can see just massive ailerons here. You've got a huge oversized rudder. Your elevators back in the back are really big too. So even though this is kind of a weird shape, kind of a heavy, kind of a big plane, she is very, very responsive, and she can get into some tight areas. She can drop down to 100 feet to drop water on fires, which is relatively unheard of. I don't think there are really any other efficient firefighting planes that can do that. Look at this lake right here, dude. This thing is massive. I kind of want to try to pick up water in here. Dude, this is beautiful. I have never been to this part of the world, but my goodness. All right, we're going to have to slow things down. You want to pick up water around 90 knots. So we're going to do a little go around here. We're just going to appreciate the scenery, and we're going to see if we can pretend to scoop up some water. And while we do that, we can appreciate these bad boys right here. So we've got twin engines. Each of these has 2,380 horsepower, which is also a big reason why this thing can get in and out of those tight spaces. And the entire thing is reinforced and made to be very durable. When you think about flying 100 feet over a fire, obviously there's a lot of stuff going on. You've got smoke, you've got debris, you've got soot, you've got ash, you've got all kinds of stuff that you're going to be taking into those engines and that might potentially impact the plane. So she's very, very thorough with her durability. We really want to bleed off a lot of speed here. So we want to be around 90 knots when we're picking up water, which is concerning because it looks like we stall a little under 70, like 68 or something like that. So we're going to try to see if we can come in slowly. Obviously, I don't want to wreck this thing, but we'll just do like a little pass here, and we'll see what we can do, dude. This thing is so sick. Oh my gosh. Imagine just flying into these remote lakes, coming in low and slow, and picking up nature's ultimate resource for fighting that terrible wildfire. Oh, little bumpy. We're okay. Okay, now we're at 90. Now we're at 90, but we're skipping, Trev. You gotta come in slow. You gotta come in slow. Okay, we skipped a lot of that. We're gonna have to go. We're gonna have to go around. Come on, go, girl. I was talking about your engines and your big ailerons and everything else. We got to make sure. There it is. I guess we'd be using the elevators mainly in this scenario, but okay, we got out of there. If you've got an inexperienced pilot, this thing will save your butt. Can we just talk about how ridiculous this landscape is? Dude, look at all of these trees. This is so beautiful. I mean, the snow-capped mountains in the distance, the jagged cliffs, all the trees and everything. There's another lake over there. I mean, I don't think we're going to get a bigger lake than what we had. We might be able to finesse something, though. This is just so insanely beautiful. I don't think we've flown here before. This is incredible. While we're up here, we could talk about how it collects the water. So these guys right here, it's just two little inlets, little scoops that come down. The pilot will press a button and those come down, and you're literally just skimming the water, and all the water that's coming along the fuselage of the plane, the bottom of it, is just going to go into those little inlets. It takes about 12 seconds for it to scoop up 1,400 to 1,600 gallons of water, which is just absolutely insane. Like, it's just this little probe right here. It's not much bigger than the two of your hands put together. There's no vacuum or anything like that. It's literally just water running into it. Like you're scooping it out with like a jug or something. It's why this thing is called the Super Scooper. I'm gonna be honest, I was looking around the cockpit. I couldn't find the button for it. I figured it would be on the yoke here. There is a water doors option, and there's an on and off, but it's not working. We do have a water emergency dump, which opens up the big things, but that's not what you would typically use on a run. Let's make sure that we don't run into any mountains here. So I'm not sure how to operate it. Obviously, in Flight Sim 2024, we're going to have like careers, and you can actually firefight and things like that. So very much looking forward to that. I don't know if it's fully operational in this, or I just can't find it. I spent a while looking for it, and I didn't. So we're just going to have to use the best of our imagination to pretend like we're picking up water and fighting a fire here. But oh my goodness, dude, again, the scenery here is just unreal. Let me see. Let's take a look at a map and see. Okay. Do we have any nice long straights? I mean, if we follow this river, that's going to be our best chance. Okay. We're gonna see if we can finesse something in here. It's not going to be easy, but we're gonna do our best. I don't even think our wingspan can fit in here, Trev. Oh boy, yeah, we're I don't like that one. We're gonna have to find a spot where the river opens up a little bit, so we're just gonna follow this for a minute and see what we can do. I just can't get over this landscape, dude. This would be such a cool job. I mean, these guys are obviously incredibly talented. One-of-one pilots around the world. We need a little bit more speed here. Let's not crash as we're appreciating the beautiful plane here, Trev. Like, imagine flying around this stuff every day, having to get close to 100 feet from the tops of these trees in this gigantic plane, dropping water on a dime, communicating with people on the ground, making sure you're hitting the right spot, supporting the right guys, that kind of thing, just like a big team effort to try to control these fires and just diving in and out of all of these canyons and stuff. I mean, these guys are the true top guns, bro. This is insane. I think we've got a big lake or a big river or something coming up here on the right, so we're gonna go check that out. Let's try to get a little bit less speed. We're gonna try to get close to the ground, and we're gonna see if we can perform a real scoop. It's narrowly skimming the tops of these trees here. Oh my gosh, dude, this is so cool but so terrifying. I was promised a big lake. I'm not seeing a big lake here. Seeing a lot of freaking trees, dude. I imagine what's down in these trees. All the grizzlies and elk and... What a wild part of the world. I can't believe we've never flown here. Ah, there's our lake. Oh, she's big too. Okay. We're going to be good to go. If you can't land on this, Trev, you couldn't fall out of a boat and hit water. Just going to bring her around slowly. This all connects, right? Yeah, looks like we've got a gap there. So we're going to see if we can't shoot the gap. Not going to skip across the water like a stone. We're going to try to actually bring her in nice and soft, nice and slow. 90 knots is so freaking slow, dude. I feel like there's a constant buzz going on. We're always getting alarms coming in this slow. But all right, we got a big landing strip here. But yeah, those two little inlets, those two little probes, we'd press a button, they'd go down. You'd land on this water and you would fill it up within 12 seconds. Obviously, it would have kind of like a what's it called? Like there'd be a jolt. You know, you're dragging pretty hard here. There it is. All right, 12 seconds of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000. We want to keep it around 90. Obviously, we're going to want to take off again. Dude, this is so freaking sick. Are you serious? Look at this guy. So yeah, we're probably done scooping at this point. We've got somewhere around 1,400 to 1,600 gallons. So we're going to get these props going and we're going to be able to take back off. Hopefully to be able to go fight this fire again. Oh my gosh. Now the water that we currently have on board is going to weigh somewhere around 11,000 pounds. Obviously it kind of depends. I saw some places say you could get 1,400 gallons. Other places said 16. I think 14 is kind of the norm. So we'll say 11,000 pounds. When you target the fire, say it's like down here, the pilot will turn for it. He'll take kind of like a little dive bomb here. I think he'll press a button on his yoke. I'm not sure. And that's going to release all of that water. And the crazy thing is the entire load is going to be dropped in 2 seconds, which means this plane lasts longer than I do. Another reason why this thing is so good at fighting fires is because it can last for so long as well. So this has a, I think we might run into the, nope, almost, that was close. It has a, up to a 6-hour flight time on 1 tank of fuel, which is ridiculous. A lot of planes, firefighting planes are closer to the 2-hour mark. So you can go out here and like, I mean, I was watching a video on it on a crew that runs one of these, and they were saying that there have been times where they have, you know, 6 to 10 minutes in between dumping, going back, picking up, dumping, going back, picking up. Obviously, it you know, kind of depends on where your water source is, but these guys are fast. They go out there, they work hard, and they freaking get it done, dude. This thing is so cool. Also, the livery on the side, obviously, kind of invokes ideas of firefighting. The yellow and the red here, you know, kind of looks like a fire engine of the sky, but it's purposefully colored that way so that you can see it through smoke. So obviously when you've got these fires, especially big ones, there's lots of aircraft, lots of things going on, so you want to make sure you're super visible and you don't end up with any accidents. But my goodness, dude, this thing is a beast, and I can't wait till we actually have fires to try to hit. It is going to be really hard. Let me skim the top of these trees or maybe crash. Skim them. There it is, baby. Your boy's solidified. Last thing I want to leave you guys with is this video right here. I just thought it was really cool. My YouTube recommended is now all about this plane. I always drop into so much research on every plane we do on this game. But yeah, so there you guys have it. That, my friends, is the CL415. This is a lot of fun. Can't wait for Flight Sim 2024. Like I said, if you guys are interested, they posted a lot of content yesterday. There's a bunch of gameplay out there. There's a lot of like deep dives on some of the stats and the upgrades and the things that have changed and things. And the game is looking so good, dude. So come November, we are going to be grinding. I can't wait. Let me know what you guys want to see. And until then, I will see you guys next time. Thank you for flying Team Martin Airways. I'll catch you all later. Peace out.